Danger Boy gets his 450 debut under his belt, but can he take down the Wonder Boy? Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. Let's jump back on the Moto merry-go-round and examine the good, the bad, and maybe a little bit of the ugly.
No, Walty, not the ugly. Only examine rainbows and sunshine and Pride Month.
No. Somebody's got to read between lines and look. Between the industry ruts, we got some ruts to look through today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. So the $1 million question clearly is at this point, can Danger Boy Deegs realistically take down the Wonder Boy? Did you see enough out of Danger Boy Deegs in his World Supercross debut on that 450 that makes you think he can actually take down the Wonder Boy? Because at this moment in time, the whole buildup, it's more than even, he's got the riding skills. Clearly the kid's fast. But really what it's become more of is that his popularity is so high. His digital footprint is so big. He cannot be ignored. But the whole industry is just pretty much clamoring over this big Clash of the Titans, the heavyweight matchup that's potentially coming. And we still don't know. So I've got a couple questions, and I want your help with it. In fact, if you're new, get subscribed. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, today. There's never been a more important time in moto history to get centered and surrounded with like-minded moto people. Where iron can sharpen iron, we're going to sharpen a little iron today because I have two big questions. Number one, did you see enough out of Danger Boy Deegs in his 450 debut to still think that he's going to show up to A1 on a 450? Now, it's the right thing to do. I believe it's the right thing to do. If he stays on the 250, if he shows up at A1 on the 250, which I still think is a really high percentage of likelihood he's going to. Why, you ask? Well, of course I'm going to tell you. Money. There's a big payday attached to how easy it would be for him potentially to go win another 250 title. Now, there's a good chance this could be a disaster. Because if he shows up and doesn't win that 250 championship, it's going to make his debut on the 450 a lot less exciting if he doesn't win that 250 championship. And, at this point, he's already raced the 450. So why would you bother dropping back down to the 250? It would look a little cheap, in my opinion. In my opinion, he has to show up on a 450. Now, the second big question here is if he does, and we hope he does, and he needs to, and if he doesn't, it's going to look weak, in my opinion, is he going to have anything for the Wonder Boy? Now, this is his rookie season. It will be his rookie season. And everybody's going to cut him some slack. He's going to cut himself some slack. His corner is going to cut him all this slack. Just go out and learn the bike. Well, you know what? The Wonder Boy came out and lit it up on the 450. Now, the Wonder Boy, like most 450 riders when they come into the class, they start in the outdoors instead of Supercross. So this would be, the logical move would be wait to the outdoors where you have a better chance of transitioning into the 450 than you do in Supercross. And Supercross, especially A1. A1 is the most electric race we have. The only other race that even came close was Vegas, but that one's long gone. Now we are ending the Supercross, the most exciting televised motorsport, only behind NASCAR in Salt Lake City, Utah, Mormon country, the most exciting place on earth. It's the biggest ball drop in moto, in my opinion. How do you lose Sam Boyd Stadium in the desert, Vegas, roll the dice? Oh my gosh, so cool. Back in the day, when moto was hard hitting, punk rock and pyro, this is where it had to end. But now we've watered it down with SMX playoffs, football analogies by Ricky, and SMX Pride Month promotion, and all this other electric bike BS. We end it in Salt Lake City, Utah. Insanity. Insane. But those are, in fact, the two big questions. Danger Boy Deegs, did you see enough out of him to debut this bike, or to go 450 at A1, from what you saw his debut at World Supercross? Now, he's got to get through another round And so I think we really almost have to wait till he races this thing again, because hopefully he will have a better race. And for me personally, I think if Danger Boy had got a start, he's definitely a second place guy, and potentially he could have kept Kenny behind him had he got out front. I think if Danger Boy gets out front, now it would have been exciting, and I'm hoping to see that in the next round that he races. Because I believe if Danger Boy had got out front at that World Supercross opener, and Kenny probably in the whoops, Kenny was fast. I believe faster than Danger Boy. I think he would have reeled him in, and it would have made for an epic battle. And I think there's a good chance Danger Boy, Deegs, could have buckled under that pressure, made a mistake, and Kenny would have got him. But it would have been close, and there was a good chance that Danger Boy with the start, because he didn't have even one start. And his starts have not always been his strength, but he's always had the field so covered in the 250s, it was easy for him to come from last to first. Not the case anymore on the 450s, clearly. So did you see enough? Did you see enough out of Danger Boy that makes you still think, he's 450 at A1. Okay, number two, is he going to be, if he does, and he should, he definitely should. Make no mistake about it. Walty right here is calling it. He needs to show up on that 450. I think he waters down his career by sandbagging another year in the 250s for a money grab. Do I get it? Yes, I get it. A money grab. We all, going to go for the money grab, but he's got the money. So at this point, it makes no sense. I think the only way he does this now, again, it'll really depend on this next race. Number two, though, let's say he has another good race. Let's say he even wins. Let's say he even wins the next 450 WSX round he races. Do you think that it's still what you saw out of him is enough to beat the Wonder Boy? Do you think the Wonder Boy's watching? We know that. And listen, Deegs looked frisky on that thing. He looked frisky. For his first race out, I would have to say that he looked pretty good. I mean, he's first time out of the country, first time racing a 450 professionally. And even though this was more of an exhibition race than a big time series where the pressure maybe is on a little further and you've got all the eyeballs all over you and the suits all crawling up and down your neck, I think he still looked pretty good. I think that was a fair debut, right? I think a lot of, myself included, I was like not going to rule out a win for this guy. And I still think if he got a start, he probably could have. But the $1 million question, this is the $1 million question, because we're all waiting for who is it going to be? Who is it going to be that's going to challenge the Wonder Boy? And right now, all eyeballs, all fingers point to Danger Boy Deegan. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, moto guy, wants to see you not only win on the track, off the track, understand the waters you're swimming in now. They're shark infested. Danger Boy Deegs, welcome back to the swimming pool. Big question mark for you right now. Here it is, my friend. I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to give it to you straight, and I hope you're listening. I think that you have the ability, based on what I saw out of you out of World, the way you were throwing that bike around like you were riding the 250, even though we could tell it was much more of a handful, you were still out there having fun. That was a pretty good look for a debut on a 450, the way you handled that bike. I think based on what I'm seeing, if you continue to log laps, have a great offseason, whether it's at World Supercross, the next round you do, or just at the test track, I think what I'm seeing out of you, you definitely have what it takes to run with the Wonder Boy. I think it's going to be a battle for the ages, though. I think this is going to be a Ricky Bubba, Ricky McGrath type of showdown where it's just going to be a potential changing of the guard. But here's the thing. You have two totally different riding styles. The Wonder Boy is precise and precision, tactical precision. You're more of this bowling ball in a china shop, checkers or wreckers. But what I'm seeing right now, dude, I still think that there's a good chance you could take down the Wonder Boy. If not, Walty's going to be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there. Simply search up Walty Wanders MX on Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars. God bless. I'll see you on the next video.